And
Yes.
take one.
Swedish, non-Swedish
Take one.
man.
The most Swedish, non-Swedish
Swedish,
man.
non-Swedish man. Creates
Amen.
esport organization gone
Sounds
wrong.
like something right-wing newspaper would write.
True.
Swedish,
True.
non-Swedish man.
A non-Swedish Swedish man makes a Sweden Swede.
Oh my god.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu.
Nanny da fuck.
But yes, hello crowd. It is us. We are doing our first ever recorded podcast.
Live but not live.
Live but not live at the same time. Undead. Unlivened.
Livened.
Livened.
I like livened. That meme is so good. You can't really use it in what's it called? You can't really use it in speech, but you can use it really well in text form. Livened.
True.
We're livened. The first livened podcast. I'm noting that down as the fucking title.
You can easily apply it into any situation too. It's like someone asks you, "How are you feeling?" and you're like, "Livened."
Is he dead or something? How are you feeling, livened?
How are you feeling? Livened inside. It's like how people censor certain words like sewer slide, but we all know collectively what it is.
Isn't that just a slide that like is at the edge of a cliff or something? The sewer slide.
No. That's called the cliffside. A sewer slide is what you do when you're going down a sewer. You see?
So it's no. Nah, I can't keep this joke up. Where have we been? Where the fuck have we been?
So
What's our
yeah,
excuse? Okay, come on, let it hear.
our excuse isn't really an excuse. We did announce that it was a mental health break the first 2 weeks,
True.
and then the next 3 weeks after that we missed. Yes, I kept track.
It's
The
been.
next 3 weeks,
It's
it's
not
been like
that
5.
long.
It has.
Jesus Christ.
It's been a month almost.
Oh my
At
god.
at the very least 3 weeks. At most 5.
Well, I was
They were
for 2 weeks. I was well, not quite 2 weeks, but essentially extended with like
Around.
arriving and leaving. I was in Germany for 2 weeks, so I'm excused for 2 weeks. The other
Yeah,
3
you
weeks,
have
I
an
have no
excuse for
excuse.
2 weeks. Yeah, no, the first week everyone had to take a break of sorts. The second week it was a mental health break to like just preface that. And the next couple weeks Mark wasn't around. I would have hosted the podcast, but on my end, my only excuse was I was on that Resident Evil hype. So like I spent the next 2 weeks of just grinding Resident Evil,
How's that been?
bro. I'm already speedrunning professional. Like I'm trying to memorize the route for professional so I can get the most optimal time. Like
Let's go.
I'm not going for like world record, but what I am going for is like sub 4 hours.
Holy Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's not hard, but you definitely have to like speed up your runs and know the like little ins and outs. Like I have to also thank Jakub. Like he's not here in the call with us, but I have to thank him
Rest in
because
peace.
he sent
He's alive.
no
He's
no
alive.
no.
He's alive. He's alive. It's fine.
He's live in the call. He's alive in real life.
Okay. Yeah.
So like forgive the little bit of a noise. I'm guessing Omar is adjusting like his laptop.
It's good
Oh,
now.
there's a vacuum going on in the background.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
That's okay. That makes sense.
You, my man, need your own space.
Yeah, go up to the attic or something. Like
Get into a closet. That's how every good YouTube career starts. It's just in a closet.
you just and then he can literally come out of the closet.
Yes.
He can literally come out of the closet. But yeah, anyway, I have to thank Jakub for giving me the cheat sheet to the hardcore and professional run for Resident Evil 4 because God sent to the community. By the way, they are such a fun community going around and just taking information from all of the like runs that they do, finding these little like crevasses of movement things that they can do. And apparently there is I don't know if it's patched now. I read somewhere that it's patched, but there is this glitch where you could phase through the door by aiming down the sniper scope because it phases your hitbox. It like breaks your hitbox somehow, and you can phase through the door if you're fast enough and break a whole chapter. Just like skip a whole chapter. I think like chapter 13 to 14 of the Resident Evil 4. But I think that one is patched now. So that's that. I have also been on a Honkai Star Rail grind.
Yeah, that
Which
was
will-
my that would have been my next remark. It's like didn't Hoyoverse release like a new game that
Yeah, I never thought I'd go back to turn-based fighting, but here I am. I guess it's why I love Blue Archive too, because that game is also for anyone who plays that game is also turn-based combat. You should know if you play it, of course. If not, there you go. It's a turn-based combat. The new game that Hoyoverse released, like Star Rail, it's so fun. Like I can count on my fingertips how many games I have legitimately like felt so much fun grinding, and like I've felt so much fun grinding Star Rail. Haven't felt this way with Genshin the way I did before, and I still feel it with COD because I still have a lot to grind there, like levels and whatnot. Rainbow Six, I still feel the same about it. Like community is sweaty as fuck, but like I love it still because I
All-
have operators to get.
all I have to say to that is start railing these ass. Just whatever. Whatever. That was not my finest work. Not my best delivery.
Speaking of Call of Duty,
Yes,
Oh.
what's up?
my favorite basketball player has a skin now.
Oh, which one?
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's a tracer pack. What's his name again?
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Kevin Durant. Tracer pack, Kevin Durant.
I do not invest money in that. I only invest my money in real value CSGO skins.
Bro uses CS:GO skins like cryptocurrency. I
Yes,
swear.
indeed, sir.
Ins-
No, I'm not.
Insert skull
No, no.
emoji here.
I do have my inventory and I'm happy with it, but I'm not a investor. Put it that way.
Yeah,
There's genuine investors. There's genuine investors who like. There's a whole thing about the Counter-Strike market. It's sick. It's sick in both,
Yeah, which is-
both ways. Like it's sick as in cool, but also like sick as in sickening.
This is coming from a CS:GO player, by the way, so you can say that.
I'm allowed. I'm part of the both groups.
He's part of the community, yeah. So he's allowed to say that. But yeah, that's been comprising of my few weeks at least. Mark has explained that for a 2-week period of time. He
I
was
have been
in Germany.
mad grinding. My girlfriend gave me Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for my birthday, but I
Oh.
never gotten around to play it. And in Germany, and afterwards, I just started playing it. Like
I heard it was really fun.
it's really good. It's a really good game. It's a JRPG, so it's long, it's stretchy, in-depth story, all that good stuff. But I'm
To
still
be
not
fair, a lot
through
of
it.
JRPGs are fun.
Yeah, I'm still not through it, but like now that I'm back and I'm like things are coming together, like uni work, Unhus. It's hard for me to like find the motivation and time to sit down on my Switch and like just play it. But
Yeah.
because there's just other stuff I want to do, right? There's just stuff that with more
Yeah, yeah.
priority or just like more excitement I want to do. So
Yeah. I get that one. for sure.
but I've been playing that, and then when I got back, I was playing the X Defiant beta, and I enjoyed it a lot. I'm definitely gonna pick that game up once it releases.
I haven't gotten around to play it, but I heard that it was really fun.
Yeah, indeed. I like it. I like it
I
as
under the time we were gone, by the way.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just about to say that under the time I was gone, I just picked up a lot of anime again. By the way, if you're so easy to like, if your heartstrings can get plucked, don't watch Oshinoko. Like, oh, that
No
anime, bro!
spoilers.
I
No
swear,
spoilers.
it's. Are you planning to watch it,
I don't know.
bro? If you do, I'm just going to put this out to you right now. Grab tissues. I swear, every time an anime releases in April, it's depressing as fuck. There's nothing, there's no happy anime on
That's
April.
I
I
mean,
swear.
you know what they say about April, right? The April weather, all shitty and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you're
all
lying
rainy.
April. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
Fuck,
I've
bro.
seen screenshots and video like I've
Bro,
seen it, but I've not
avoid
watched
the
it.
screenshots. Avoid
Okay, fine.
anything that has to do with the main idol. I swear, it pisses me off when I see people put that image because I cry every time. I cry every time. Okay,
Every
it's
time,
just
me.
depressing.
You're praising.
Like, bro, I swear, the first time I don't want to turn this into an anime podcast, but every time I've seen that scene, I had to boot up Resident Evil 4 or 8 or 7 to just let out some steam. Like, no, nothing scares me after I'm depressed, right? Like, I could cry, get on an action game, and be like, fuck you all, I'm doing this because I'm sad. And I become the most shit talker in all of the lobby. Not any worse than any of my like, not any worse than any of my like Croatian friends in the Call of Duty servers or the Scottish, you know. But those are a different
Fucking
breed.
Scottish. Every
Fuck is
time.
Scottish, man.
Every time.
Bro, I swear, Mark, if you and I meet again, we're doing the Irish accent for no reason.
Surely we're bound to meet at some point again. Surely.
We tried to today, but like,
Yeah, that just didn't work out.
it was just unfortunate.
What is like, and Omar has just been from what I've read in the Discord for the
Oh, shit.
past 5 weeks. Omar has just been dealing with his neighbors. Being loud. It's like that's all he did.
It feels like it, but no, I think
No, I've been
Omar
on,
didn't.
I turned into a gym. I turned into a gym rat.
Oh no, he's been doing the grind.
The next thing you know, he's gonna end up like a guy we know.
Yeah. He's next time I
Bald
meet him, he's
head.
twice
No,
the
I just-
width.
I started my summer vacation 5 weeks ago. I've just been chilling, going to the gym. But I go to the gym at like 10 o'clock and I finish at like 12 in the morning.
Yeah.
And like, I think it was like a week ago, it was just me and the boys, and there was nobody else in the gym. So, you know, we took the perfect opportunity to just make fun of everyone who goes to the gym. So we picked up like these 1 kilo weights, and we just grunted like as loud as we could.
Yep. Boys to be boys.
Boys to be boys. Like I speaking of which,
That day we did not work out.
Yeah. But coming up to that discussion of boys being boys, I shit you not, starting my new course in uni, I have met so much of like the bro dudes, if you know what I mean. Like
The bros. Yeah.
the bros, right? Like I kid you not, despite my course being very like, there's some form of politics in it because we deal with like imagining catastrophe, which isn't the best course. Like the name isn't like the best, but we're having fun in it despite the title of the course. And let me tell you why. Because literally at every moment we get to make fun of anything, we get to make fun of it. Because
Nice.
it's always the case of like, oh, if you remember, if you remember any like recent disasters, like people from different countries, like for myself and those in Turkey,
Jesus
which by
Christ,
the way,
Omar.
we're living in a disaster right now. There's a category 4 hurricane.
Inside of his microphone. No, but yeah, disasters.
Wait, my mic my mic went loose. Hold on. Okay. we're talking about disasters, and when it comes down to like talking about certain governments and how they failed, when you make fun of that, it's depressing, but at the same time it's actually like funny to those who come from the country, because it's their right to make fun of it. They come from the country. Like me, for example, I've made some jokes about how sometimes the governmental systems, when it comes to dealing with like extreme flooding or earthquakes, sometimes foreign aid is faster than local aid, and you'd expect that like local aid gets to you quicker.
You think
Right?
so? But Amazon
Yeah.
Prime in the end is better.
Like Amazon Prime has same day shipping compared to some local aid. It takes like 3 to 5 business days. Uh, so like, jokes aside,
Hail our Amazon
disaster.
overlords.
All hail Jeff Bezos. I got my OLED lights from him. I'm kidding. But like, jokes aside, disasters are bad. But if you learn to live in the moment and accept that life is always depressing, you'd probably be in good hands.
Yeah. To get it a little back on topic, we were talking about a new podcast schedule that has not been working out that well.
Yeah. So what we're doing is, instead we're recording these and just like publishing it on YouTube, just so we can maintain on schedule without having to actually be on
Yeah,
schedule, if you
because
know what I
it's
mean.
insanely hard for us at the moment. At least it's in the summer it'll loosen up, but it's insanely
That's
hard
what
for
she
us.
said.
It'll
I'm sorry. Sorry.
motherfucker. It is insanely hard for us to just get together and sit together. We've been trying to get the Sunday, but then Sunday it's just kind of like everyone's just busy or exhausted from the weekend, and under the week everyone's busy in other ways. So it's hard to find the time to actually, even though we're only 3 people, to just sit together and record a podcast. So what we're doing now is to keep a schedule. Is we're going to start pre-recording them if it becomes apparent that we're not going to be on schedule.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking that I like the idea that was suggested by one of our like members, which is like Omar's girlfriend. I like the idea that we record it and then post it instead of like going live, because then we can cut up a lot of the dead air that does happen. But at the same time, I'm also thinking that that pre-recordedness, you can add so much meme value to it.
Don't fucking let me watch a 1.5 hour podcast or whatever, like every week. Like, don't.
Too fucking bad.
Oh god.
I mean, if you can work together with Angelica, that would be fine. Like, maybe split editing, but I don't think it's so easy to get editing files from like one software to another, because I imagine like, oh, if you're using Adobe Premiere Pro to edit one thing and you take that file, I don't think that file is compatible with like Sony Vegas Pro 14 or something like that.
Yep.
So
It should be. There's yeah.
I'm not sure how that works. I've only used one file type consistently from one place, which is like Adobe Premiere Pro, and like I'm just here living that life. I don't know how it works. So anyone else more knowledgeable at that can freely like comment, because I legit don't know.
I have no idea either. I just use Filmora, and I believe the file is WFM.
Yeah,
I could be wrong on this, but I think Adobe uses another type of file.
Yeah, SVI, I think. Wait, let me fact check that real quick. What file type does Adobe Premiere save in? Okay, so like a raw file is AVI, I think.
Oh yeah, I think I can save it in AVIs. I believe I've seen AVI in my save options. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, same. I could be wrong. I don't remember fully. I just googled it. But
Yeah.
like that's that.
Yeah, but we can work together on getting like content out in a more consistent fashion and maybe like get something out of the podcast as well, like as in like short form content.
Yeah. I think definitely because of the shit that we say, definitely can be taken as memes. And
Out of
like
context.
eventually at some point down the line, yeah, I was about to say at some point like down the line, we'd compile so many things and we can just make Odin who's out of context moments.
Yes.
Like bro, imagine while playing a serious ranked match and then you and your friends just go the most sus route that you could go.
Been there. I have done videos about that.
Yeah, like
On my private
I have
YouTube,
a
though.
compilation. I should send you a private compilation that my friend sent to me on my birthday. It's only like 45 seconds long, but out of all of the shit I said there was one time I mentioned that I made a joke because me and my friends were talking about something like real fuck shit prior, and out of the blue I just mentioned after like 10 minutes of silence, when your friends use you as a cum bucket and no other context, just that.
Great. Yeah. It's so
I should send you that file, bro. With the music that happens in the background is just amazing.
On the topic of schedules, I've been working on a lot of videos and shorts, and the thing about the schedule there is no schedule.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like editing as much as I can, and content producing is also like a whole nother topic. Like not every stream can be a video, sadly. But like for example,
Yeah.
right now I uploaded a video. We uploaded a video yesterday about the round 80 challenge finally. And
Finally. Was that the one I was in or no?
yes, do you not watch it yet?
Okay.
You should watch it.
I
You should
haven't,
watch
I
it.
haven't.
I'm actually kind of
I-
proud of it.
I bookmarked it.
I have to work on my scripted like deliveries because you can like hear it in my voice, like it's very unsure. But
Oh, bro.
but generally speaking, I'm really proud of that video.
I definitely will watch it. I look forward to seeing your editing style in Flare.
And with that being said, I streamed yesterday as well. On YouTube.
Yeah, I saw that.
On the YouTube for the first time as well. On YouTube and on Twitch at the same time. Because that's the thing we
Mhm.
can do now.
How did that go?
Really well. Like
Mm.
I feel like YouTube brought in more viewers than Twitch. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like right now, I think I talked to this about you, Mark, before.
But yeah, switching to like we can just use both at the moment because like there's no harm, no foul.
Yeah, no harm, no foul.
But we talked about this, and YouTube discovery seems to be going actually better than Twitch's discovery. It
I
might be
know,
a-
right?
Twitch might also have the problem of being too popular, like for as in like a problem for small streamers, because you have like an infinite amount of streamers with like 1 or 2 viewers or less, and how do you make yourself clickable there? It's like it's an impossible task. And on YouTube, it's kind of like the water is still very shallow.
Yeah. One of the things that I also mentioned before is like it also depends in like per category. Like for example, VTubers. Like no shade towards them. I love them. I love VTubers. Like
Some of
independent
them.
ones, especially. Like I
Disclaimer.
love disclaimer, but aside from that, I love VTubers. Like they're seriously like a long form of content that's very entertaining, corporate or independent. It doesn't matter where they come from. I like them, and they have good discoverability. But the problem is when you look at like Twitch analytics, majority of the content that's being watched is like the upper echelon of streamers. It's like you very rarely have this instance where in Twitch there's like low tier streamer or like beginner streamer suddenly like pops off in views, retains that, and goes into the upper echelon. Which no foul, no harm, no foul. Like people who do that, I respect them so much because it's such a hard thing to do on Twitch. because Twitch has this like you're easily discoverable, but at the same time, there's so many bigger streamers who are streaming at any given point in the day that it's hard for newer streamers to be discovered.
Yes, and
And
then there's YouTube, who has Ludwig,
yeah,
and that's it.
no, not only Ludwig.
No, I'm just joking. They have more interested, but it's kind of like, you get the point. It's no, there isn't as much competition, and the viewership is a little more spread out, and it's better for new streamers. My initial point I wanted to make is like, there is actually another video coming today, so there's like 2 videos in a row, like 2 days in a row. And the reason for that is because the stream I had yesterday was so much fun. I just edited it together today and went like, okay, fuck it, let's upload it. Like, why not? So, but general on upload schedule when it comes to videos, gonna be very inconsistent. There's gonna be like maybe 2 videos a week, and then there's gonna be like nothingness of 2 weeks. It's gonna be inconsistent, sadly.
Hold on for a bit. I have to go take a drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Except for shorts, like shorts are a little more better manageable because I have a massive amount of backlog when it comes to shorts. I have a lot of old ones. I have a lot of new ones. I'm obviously gonna put the new ones up front. But even if there is a drought, when there's a drought, I can always go back to old ones that I haven't used before for whatever reason. So the shorts are not going to be a problem whatsoever, but the videos very inconsistent. And also coming up with video ideas, like the zombie video takes a lot of these types of videos take a lot of time because they demand a script, they demand a lot of editing. And looking through stuff, and they demand actually, doing and completing a challenge that is watchable and that you would want to view, which is all kind of like, if one of these doesn't work out, it's already not able to be uploaded. Except, stream highlights is again another little bit of a different story because they are pretty quickly together, but not every stream is a banger. Yeah. Patreon. We set up a Patreon.
Yes, we did. But I'm also initially thinking of setting up like a PayPal to hold funds temporarily in.
Just PayPal me, bro.
Yeah, though, I mean, like, we don't have a choice, and PayPal is really the more like quote unquote trusted. Like, I have my own grievances, but I'm not gonna speak on them because they're really minute compared to everything. So, like, that's just me. And as for our organization, I mean, take it on the chin. Like, Patreon and PayPal, they go hand in hand. Like, oh, you wanna donate to us, you could either go to the Patreon, which is directly going to go towards us and everything that we do. And we're going to definitely post as well a lot of content when it comes to like what we're doing, how we're going, and all that. I still have to follow up.
Q&A, we are likely to, I actually haven't discussed this yet, but I'm just throwing this out there now. We're likely to upload the podcast earlier there, especially if it's pre-recorded, like a day or so.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And like, I'm also thinking about adding like other benefits to the Patreon, but like I'm not so sure on that yet. But in my eyes, where the Patreon is at now is good for a like starter.
Yep. Also, we have created a introduction, like, kind of slideshow.
An introduction slide.
Introduction slide. I'm gonna put a link to it below the Twitch channel and into the link tree that we use on all the socials, so that people, so that people can just find that easily as well.
idea.
And also created a poster, but I cannot for the life of me find a shop that is like you can just go to and print stuff.
Yeah,
Like
they don't
I
they
don't
don't have that actually.
I have no idea. Yeah, in Germany we just have a shop where you go, you plug in your USB stick, select the photo you want to print, select the size, and then you go, and then you pay for it after. The cashier goes like, okay, you used this paper, you used ink, you used this and that, and then you pay for what you printed in that shop. But I've not found that here yet. Maybe I'm blind, but yeah.
I don't think they have print shops because I think majority of the Swedish people own like a printer or two, or know someone who owns a printer, so they can just be like, "Yo, can you print this for me?" You know?
Yeah, that's really sad because our printer is not the best, as like every printer. It's just a standard
Yeah.
printer, but that makes it bad because every printer is bad. I wonder if I can
Yeah.
use the university. I wonder if they have like printers for students.
They
Do you know? Do you
like
know by chance?
around. They do. They do.
Oh,
Like you can
can
even
you
send
just?
it into the library to get.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, can you just use them? Like, are they just like there to for the taking, or is it like? I have no idea. I'll look around. It would
I mean,
be.
if you're talking about the Orphan building, then yeah, then it's free for the taking. Like you can not to take them, but like you can print them just freely,
Okay,
or
okay.
like send it into the department and just pay for it because they're actually really cheap when it comes to like printing for something. They don't ask you for so much money.
Yeah, and awkward question, but do they take card? I hope they take card. I
They
refuse to
take
use.
Swish card.
I don't have Switch, but I have card. Okay, good. Because I still don't have a Persona, you know. They still refuse to fucking give me a
Yeah,
Persona.
yeah.
So
Follow it up with them.
I have to. I really
Like
have to.
legal
That
issues. Like,
that should be on top of my list. Honestly, I'm going to wait till I have the confirmation of what my next course is, and that I actually am in the next course, because then I am 100% certain to be here for over a year, and then they can't say no anymore.
if you applied for a program, that's 3 years.
Yeah, but they, yeah, if I get into it,
Oh
the
yeah, we're under
Swedish-
reserve too.
yeah, we're qualified, which basically just
Mhm.
means, I found out that just means that your the things you need for the course are valid. So
Yeah,
that-
no,
so-
I
so-
got
yeah.
reserved.
Oh, you got reserved. Okay, yeah, okay. I don't think they updated me yet. I think I'm still waiting on an update. I'm still just qualified. But yeah.
I'm going to message course coordinator.
Yeah, I need the printers so I can print out the posters I've created for the commercial at the university. And I'm gonna, I don't know, what should I add there? Should I rather add the link tree, or should I add our Twitch channel directly? Because
I mean,
that's
if
what,
you add their link tree, then they know that we have other social medias.
sure, like, because right now what's under there's a QR code for the Canva, the introductory presentation, and then there's a QR code. Right now it's the Twitch channel, but I'll be sure to change that to our link tree then.
Yeah, in my opinion, a link tree would be much better because then they're like, oh shit, these guys have more than just a Twitch channel, you know?
Yeah, they see everything there is. There's like everything in one place. There's Patreon. I've added that, by the way. There's Patreon,
nice.
there's YouTube, there's Twitter, there's Twitch, there's everything. And there's a form for signing up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, I'll add that then. And then I have to go to university and spread the news. Spread them.
That's what she said.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Sorry, I just had to do that because that felt like appropriate for the
Yeah,
moment.
really emphasized it.
You gotta do smack and the laugh.
Did you
Boy,
have
what were you gonna
did you have any like reports to make on that end as well, or
Oh
not so
yeah,
far?
no, I have talked to some people in two of the courses that I'm in, the Swedish one especially, that I am owner of an esports org, and there have been people who showed interest. Aside from that, nothing much have really like come out because I don't really go around talking about it much because I'm focused more on what I have to do. Like next week I have an oral exam for the Swedish one, and I'm like, bro, I need to get this done. I don't wanna like be stuck on
Yeah,
this
go
oral
ahead and
exam.
practice your deep throating.
Ah.
What,
What?
the hell?
Said it's oral.
Yeah, I'll give you oral. Wait.
Wait. No homo.
Yeah, I have socks on. Don't worry, it's not gay if you have socks on.
So yeah, you sucks on. You know what's the most German thing ever?
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Most of our viewers have gone now, if not before. No, but you know what the most German thing is? Socks and sandals.
Yeah. That's not only
Jesus
a German
Christ.
thing. That's a Nordic thing too. I think that's like Northern European.
In Germany, it's kind of like when your family, when your dad is on vacation, he will wear socks and sandals and a white T-shirt that is tucked into a short cargo pants. And that is the German. That is what we would call the German family dad.
Yep, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I've seen that stereotype go around, and admittedly, it's like
Literally
white
go
tank
around.
top. Yeah, like white tank top, beer belly out, short cargo pants that's normally khaki, socks, white Crocs if they're indoors,
Yes.
khaki or black Crocs if they're going out.
Yes.
So like that's what I'd call the summer dad. You know.
Summer dad. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
That feels like a game. Summer Dad.
A superhero.
Thank you, Summer Dad.
Thanks for the dad joke.
He goes around instead of like fighting villains, he gives bad dad jokes to the point that they just surrender.
He's like Captain Obvious, but like instead of stating the obvious, he states dad jokes.
Captain Oblivious.
Captain Oblivious.
That's such a bad superhero
Hey there,
name.
Buckaroo.
Are you talking to me?
Uh,
Like imagine that as a superhero, Captain Oblivious.
doesn't that already exist? Isn't he just called Captain America?
Bro,
This joke works
even
in two ways.
yeah, I guess you can say it does. Yeah, I guess you can say it does. No, but to be fair, Captain America in like both the movies and the comics, he wasn't oblivious. I tell you who was oblivious though.
Huh?
Spider-Man.
Oh yes.
He I love the representation of him in the movies, in the current movies at least. Like he's this excited teenager who's turning young adult who doesn't know what he's doing in life.
Yep. I really like
Much
him
like
too.
us.
Yeah, much like us. A lot of
Yeah.
parallels there. No, Omar, are your neighbors by now done moving, or are they like dragging it out?
No, the people who own the building gave them till the 30th of June to move out. So
What
to
the
answer your
fuck?
question, yeah, they're dragging it out.
Oh my god.
I can hear the sofa being dragged.
No,
He just
but yeah. Jesus Christ. I'd hate that.
Bro.
After I came back from Germany, one of the days, I think it was like end of the month. I walk into my apartment and it's just full of stuff. Like the entranceway, the ground floor, like the stairway, it's just full of stuff. And there's like three.
Was it your stuff
No,
or
no. There's like just three young people sitting outside, like drinking a beer, and I can only assume that there are new neighbors. And immediately,
like
very sympathetic people, but it was very confusing when I came home and everything was full of like bags, crates, everything you can imagine.
well, I'm just thankful that I don't have to face that because like our old neighbors who moved out like last year, I shit you not, the amount of times I heard the gate open was just a trigger for me to be annoyed. Because it's like whenever they move shit out, they're not quiet. They don't care who's awake or who's asleep. Like they will wake you the fuck up. Like my room is above the main hallway of the
Oh no.
apartment. So I can directly hear whenever the doors are or like
Like
I
a
can
fucking
also
fire
hear cars
alarm.
pull up.
Oh no.
Bro, I swear. I hear the cars pull up whenever people move and I'm like,
You,
here we go
you
again.
need some earplugs for sleeping. I can only recommend. I use them because I can't deal with the cats being loud at night, like or like at dawn. So I just got
Yeah.
I just got like silicone earplugs and they are so good. They're so good.
I actually have music blaring while I'm asleep.
What?
Yeah. I have like music playing while I'm asleep.
Huh.
It helps actually like not only does
Like,
it lull me to
y-
sleep.
it's not high energy music, is it? All I can imagine is all I can imagine is like you listening to like some like Timmy Trumpet-esque like
Funk.
high energy festival music, and while you sleep you just go like "Whoa," like shake your arms.
Don't have to call me out like that, bro.
That's
Like,
all I can
fuck, I thought it was a
imagine.
secret.
Yeah.
But like, no, actually, I will admit to you, I have a mix of like playlists, and my chillax playlist is a lo-fi playlist that I found on
Ah, yes.
Spotify.
I have one that
But I got
is also lo-fi music, but it's called coffee shop vibes, or like is it called coffee shop
oh
vibes? Let me
yeah,
double check.
no.
Coffee
I
shop
think I
coffee
know
shop
what
something.
playlist you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a coffee shop something, and it's so good. I love that coffee shop vibes. Yeah, it's literally that.
But I- I'll be the first to say I got bored of it after some point, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna play music from my favorites playlist. Bad decision for the first
idea.
night because it played the first few songs it played, right? Get this: Timmy Trumpet, Hardwell, Chord Hell, and Play Amane.
Oh,
Bad
Jesus.
choices of music to sleep
Man,
to
when-
because it was EDM with funk, like the,
so a couple
and then it was Yoasobi and Ado.
a couple of years ago, right? We were on a festival, a German festival called Airbeat. It's like in northern Germany. We go there this year again. By the way, you're invited, but you have to get tickets.
Mhm.
And we had something called loud camping, which allowed you to camp very close to the festival area, so you have like a less walkway, but it was literally directly behind the main stage and the hardstyle stage. So in the middle,
That's loud.
yeah, no one ever bothered. No one ever bothered. But one night, an artist called Engerfist came up to the stage at like 5 in the morning. No, literally like 5 in the morning. Came up and he did like his intro, his pre-show, and everyone in our tent just woke up when the entire stage was like shaken, and there was like people screaming from the top of their lungs something along the lines of like anger fist, like this massive amount of people at like 5 in the morning, and everyone in our tent just immediately woke up. And that was the like camping there was fun up until that moment.
I can picture that going on like social media, like compilation of moments where I regret going to the festival.
Yeah.
Because like bro, I can imagine like 5 in the morning, sleeping peacefully, then you just hear the name of the DJ come up and you're like, come the fuck on.
It's like there was like 3 of us just looked at each other. We were like in a like an 8-man tent with 5 people, so there was enough space for all of us to sleep. It was warm, by the way. Never do that again. Never doing that again. Like it was so warm. But
how many of you were like touching balls?
There was no one. That's the thing. We had enough space.
Sucks.
Too bad. But
you gotta cuddle the homies, but then cuddle his. I can't continue that sentence with a straight face.
3 of us just like all of a sudden sitting upright, looking at each other. One of us nods, anger fist, and we just look at each other. Yeah, anger fist, and then we go back to sleep. Because it was almost like predictable that this was going to happen, because he's like not famous, but he's like quite notorious for having these very loud, obnoxious. I say obnoxious. That's probably, I mean it in the best way possible. But he has like these very notoriously loud and obnoxious like sets, and a lot of fans as well. So it was predictable that this would happen.
Bro, I would be so pissed for the rest of the day. Like sleep to me is like muffins. Like you take away my muffins, I will be angry.
Murder will happen.
Like, bro, if I wake up in a bad mood and no coffee, that's just the legit. All you'd hear is like.
Bro pulled an actual gun. Disclaimer: that is a soft air gun.
That's an airsoft gun.
Yeah, airsoft, soft air. Same.
It's not soft. I can tell you that much.
That's true.
But like, it's an airsoft gun. It's a toy. Okay, don't get it mixed up. It's a fucking toy. Even though it can hurt people, it's still a toy. But like,
look,
if I don't
look, if UI ever told us, Kinder Egg ever told us anything, it's like everything can be a weapon. Like you could choke on that shit. Whatever.
I mean, that would be
making.
know, there's a joke I can make there, but I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
So anyway,
stick it up your fucking ass.
Just like my anyway. You can cut it off there. You can like pretend to cut it off there,
Yes.
and then there's like this segment goes on. But anyway, if I woke up in that state that you guys woke up in, I would be so cranky the next day. Like I'd legit be not in the mood to do anything, because it's like it's a festival, okay, but I'm trying to get some sleep. You know?
Yeah, there's some bad sleep deprived people on festival. Last festival for me probably was the worst. 'Cause my sleep quality was shit. I couldn't sleep in general. So all I did was, when everyone was like already awake outside, doing shit, grilling, having fun, all I did was I can't do this. I need more sleep. I went back to the tent and accept like last festival was the worst. I'm very confident that hiccups. This festival will be better though.
All you can do is hope, because like I think everyone has had their moments where it's like, oh, this was the worst festival ever. I haven't been to one, and I don't think I'd properly go to one overnight. Like the most I do is stay like late night, but if I'm tired, bro, like
that's
crazy.
sad. Just the problem is people like Timmy Trumpet tend to play at like 1 or 2 in the morning, So if you
Yeah,
really
no, I'd stay late night. I'd stay up to like late night, sometimes even probably an all nighter, depending on how hype I am. Like, bro, I tell you, after the Malmo Festival episode, fuck me. After the Malmo
with
Festival
Steve
set
Aoki,
with the
yeah.
Steve Aoki, yeah, I could not sleep. Like, I was watching my videos of the set like all night. That shit was
Yeah.
I was just so hype of that, bro.
Imagine that, but like every day, like 5 times. It's
Dude,
so sick, man. Festivals are
I
great.
I don't know how people have that energy.
Oh, I did not. The first night, literally, not even official opening. The pre-opening, right? There was like a artist there that
Really?
the pre-opening, yes. So only like people who like I don't know how much it cost, but only people who paid extra were like allowed to access it like one day earlier. It's like a glorified sound check for the event guys, basically, with like crowd and to see how it goes. And there was like artists there that weren't there on the main festival, so we decided to go. And I I swear to God, my biggest mistake was partying as hard as I did that night because it was like a domino effect. I went too hard the first on the pre-opening, so the next nights I had like no energy whatsoever, and I was always so goddamn wrecked that I'll never I have to chill out. I have to chill the fuck out.
That was the moment you said to yourself, "Damn, I need to calm down."
Yes, basically.
Like I feel you there though, because sometimes like I don't know why, but sometimes some festivals have like really banger openings,
Yes.
like really banger openings, and then they die down for a bit. Then it reaches that midpoint where it's like yeah, and then
Yeah.
it goes up and down. But when it goes high, they go high. Like
Yep.
I like, bro. Like, I've seen some festivals online, some live ones, and I'm like, how do they keep up? How do people do this for all night? You know,
Yeah. It's
I like
insane.
I wonder. Like, let me tell you what, bro. They took some Adderall before they did
Oh
that, bro.
man, it's
100%.
full of that. It's full of that shit. Believe me, it's everywhere. Right?
Yeah,
Have a look at the lineup of the actual of this year's everyone. I don't think everyone's even
you
announced yet.
sent it. You sent it to me on Steam when we're here on Discord.
I can't do Discord because then I'd have to get rid of the overlay.
Oh shit!
Remember,
Right?
I'm fucking recording.
Don't you pop it out?
Maybe. Nah, I'm too lazy now. It's too late now anyway. I'm committed.
Bruh. But anyway, like that aside, I am I am not looking forward to like going to a festival because I know I'm gonna be so drained. Like I know to myself, my energy is not as it was before. Like I make myself sound older, but there's just like there's this energy capacity I have that's like if I spend it too much in a night, the next day I'm just gonna be
Yeah. I
you're gonna be talking
will.
to a zombie.
I will be a zombie that entire festival probably as per usual, but God,
But then you go home, you
there's
go to
too
bed, sleep,
there's
hibernate.
there's too many. There's just too many people to watch and see. There's like every day there's like 10 sets you want to go to, which all go like an hour. So it's like, oh God, you can't, and some play at the same time, and so you can't split yourself. It's sometimes annoying, but it's sometimes it's amazing.
Yeah, I can feel that. Okay,
Yeah,
silence
I
aside,
am I am
I just had to
through.
make sure.
Yeah, I'm personally through with my topics I wanted to talk about. How do you guys feel?
I mean, right now, I feel like this is a really good segment into like a comeback episode because like our podcast doesn't generally have to be like so constricted to certain topics. it's good to have a flow, but like I also like the randomness that comes into it because it
Yes.
feels more natural.
Yeah, like none of the
more raw.
none of the festival bit was in my notes, by the way. None of that.
Yeah, yeah, like that one. How we just segued into that one. Like it's fun to have these like random bits and bobs of topics to go through, and maybe one episode will probably like talk about any like esport matches that are coming up. Which, by the way, the CDL is having a match on the 25th question mark. Like, wait, let me pull up my calendar real quick. Yeah, the 25th all the way up to like the 28th, they have a match which is like I think Major 4, if I'm counting this correctly, because Major 3 was finished last month. I missed the Major 3 matches, but Major 4 is coming up, and I'm definitely watching them all the way up until Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I can guarantee you that the week before or the week after, there's going to be my thoughts, because I've been watching like a lot of these like ranked players and pro players who like disseminate information about the maps that they go into and how they play, which by the way, Albagra Fortress is gone from the ranked playlist, thank God. I don't want to play Control on Albagra Fortress ever fucking again. Like, see, SND, it's okay. Control on Albagra is cancer. Like, I really appreciate that they actually put in another map like Himmelmat Expo, which is like much easier to break the defenses of or break the attack line of, because like I've gone into the map, did some privates, and went into no, okay, first off, I just want to correct myself there. I made a private match and played the private match. I didn't mean anything else. But I played a private match, and I was going about and I was analyzing Himmelmat Expo, which the map in itself, when you play it in pubs, it feels chaotic. But when you're in this one environment alone, you tend to find yourself doing much more careful playing, because it's a 4v4, and literally the corridors in a 4v4 feel so narrow compared to a 6v6, in my opinion, because like in a 6v6 you can have multiple people holding multiple angles, but in a 4v4 you can only split that attention so much, and there's also objectives. So like I was looking at Himmermat Expo and loved how it played in Control, loved how it's like on SND. I loved the map in Hardpoint, because Hardpoint is they have the standard Hardpoint hills, which if people don't know, the Hardpoint hills in COD is normally on average 5 to 6, compared to like at least in Modern Warfare 2 I've noticed there's so many hardpoint hills. Like I think in Mercado Las Almas there's like 8 hardpoint hills, which is insane to me. But like that aside, fanboying aside, I was just doing some private matches to try and get myself back into the game, get my mindset back, and I've seen that Himmelmat Expo is a way better addition to rank than Albagra, because Albagra, there's a lot of like cheesy lines that you can have in Albagra. Like it's probably not good to explain it now, but probably one of these days in a recording or in a stream, I'll show it, because there's a line in Albagra where you can literally spawn trap people, and they cannot get past a certain point on the map. Like I think it's what's the call out for that again? Like castle, the castle in the center. You know what I'm talking about, right, Mark? Yeah,
yes.
that little castle area, right? That's overlooking the windows from the main fortress.
Okay, now you lost me.
So you know how going to the truck, right? The delivery truck with the open back
yeah.
from the right side of attacker spawn.
Mm-hmm.
There's windows up there, right?
Yes.
There's windows that you can use to peek into that hardpoint hill.
Yes.
Then there is the building across from that.
Yeah.
That one.
Yep.
Like that one, you cannot easily break the line of, because people can see you actually move within that line.
The amount of times in like pugs, in like casual, I've just been on that balcony, been on there, and just no one could touch me. It's
Exactly.
insane.
It's absolutely broken, and I like that they took it away, because in Himmelmat Expo, I don't know if you played the map yet, but
I have
Himmelmat Expo is
played it. I can only say so much that I have not enjoyed it in casual, but I can see it work in competitive.
no, like I've enjoyed it in casual, because like there is this thing in casual that I do, right, that you can easily do in comp 2. Take an AR, run down mid, you gun down two people that are running from defender spawn easily, or no, attacker spawn rather, because like when you're in defender, you have line of sight of only 1 point, unlike Albagre Fortress where you can have line of sight of two from one building,
Mm,
which is bullshit, by the way.
yeah.
But like, that aside, I know I'm trashing on Albagra Fortress a lot, but Himmelmat Expo, when you go up to like the windows, the big windows that most people sit on in pubs, in competitive, the only one that's sitting there is the guy with the sniper, and the ones running through is the guy with the SMGs. So like, you can easily predict who's gonna be sitting there, be it a good AR or a good sniper, and then you can probably just wrap yourselves around and go for like A site or B site first, because there's a lot of flank points that can easily break the hold that they have on you, which I have discovered by playing pubs. There's like this elevator that you can go up in that not many people know of, actually. Like, I've seen ranked players use it, but I haven't seen anyone in the casual side use it. There is this elevator with a ladder on it that you can use to get up into the back of the defender spawn that flips the spawn points, so you can get that advantage on people. So I've been trying to study that a lot more. I've been trying to also understand how like spawn breaks work, and how like spawn trap breaks work, and how to watch crosses. I've been trying to do that for a lot more games that I've been playing competitively, and I can say like firsthand, Himmelmat Expo way better than Albagar Fortress in many senses. But I also wish that they add more maps into the comp rotation. But I can also understand why they don't. I would like to see some maps come to the rotation. One off the top of my head is fuck. Let me search up the maps first, like real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You're free to edit this one out. Let's see. I hope that this is an updated list. Okay, one map that I really wish went into hardpoint is Farm 18. Farm 18 is a really good hardpoint map. Tarak, I don't like it being on a hardpoint map, because like that Tarak on a hardpoint map feels really scummy sometimes. Shoot House on a control map would be very interesting to see. Shoot House on a control map would be very interesting to see. Valderas Museum in SND, I guarantee you that map is gonna be really good on SND.
Mm-hmm.
Valderas Museum, Dome on SND is also pretty decent, but there I can see why they don't add it. There's like there's multiple grenade choke points to a single spot on the map that's really really annoying and hard to counter. So that's one reason why I don't see them putting it in. But Valderas Museum, I'd like to see on a competitive SND, because that just feels so good, so amazing to play. I just want to see it in SND, or at least try to be on competitive SND. And Dome, I want to see it on some other modes, but I think the lineup that we have right now is actually very good. That being Zarqua, Embassy, Mercado Las Almas, El Asilo, Brinberg, and Himmelmat Expo. Like those few maps that we have on offer already for the ranked modes and slash competitive modes is already pretty good. So I have no other complaints there. I just want them to add more maps, because like I feel that there are a lot more maps in Modern Warfare 2 that can be viable for rank play, like just like there was in Cold War, Modern Warfare 2019, all that.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Meanwhile, I've just been I've just been playing Counter-Strike, but mainly I've been almost like taking it easy is the wrong word. I still like play it a lot, but I've been kind of, since the Source 2 announcement, been very chill about it. So now
Lean back.
yeah, lean back. I've been more lean back, and I'm just kind of like waiting for Source 2 to come out, basically.
Yeah, no,
Which is why I
get
picked
that.
up a lot of other things, like, which is why Xenoblade Chronicles is actually higher up on my list. Why X Defiant took so much of my time. It's like, did that rather than play Counter-Strike. I've just been very more casual about it.
Yeah, but I guarantee you the audience is gonna see a lot more also of our competitive gameplay when we get there together at one point.
Yes.
Because like
Yes.
the Wi-Fi on my end has not been a problem lately. Like I've seen some improvements, but I'm getting these weird like packet bursts every now and again. Like I don't know why. It's just I'm not laggy, right? I don't get
Mm-hmm.
like high MS pings, but I get packet bursts that's making my game lag. Like I have 30
Some guy
30
just
40
sitting there
MS
stealing
no
your
problem.
packages, man.
Goddamn Amazon stealers. Amazon stealers. I meant to say like package thieves, but like whatever, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why I'm experiencing that. I think that has to do with something of the internet service, but I cannot confirm it. So whatever, I guess I've just been enjoying like a lot of single player games lately too, because like it's if remakes, I swear on my life, if remakes could get game of the year, Resident Evil 4 is taking it, because it's such a good remake of the original. Like they may have taken out some boss fights, they may have taken out like some dialogue, but oh, it's such a cool and epic game. Like if anybody is wondering if they should pick it up because it's so good. I will sing my praises.
Good.
Oh yeah, Mark,
Yo.
that reminds me. I wanted you on the day you came here. I wanted you to try Mercenaries for the first time in Resident Evil 4 because I was curious. Like someone coming from an FPS background and like strictly FPS background, I wanted to see how that would translate into a survival mode with
Right.
this
All right. We
with this
forgot
like
about that.
survival horror access. Yeah, I I we can fix that another time. I legit
Yes.
want to see you go through it.
Yes.
I wanna see you go through like Resident Evil and see if you're gonna take the like action hero Rambo approach or if you're gonna be like Outlast approach. You know?
Yeah. I have no idea. It's one of those things that you can't really tell by just thinking about it. It's something that I have to do instinctively. Like when I have to control the action in my hand, I actually play it.
Mm. That would be a really good. That would be a really good video idea.
It would
That would
be
be a really really
if we
good
get a way
content.
to record it, sure.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm down to just sit in a call and just watch you play it. Like I'm down to be like backseat
Backseat
gaming
gaming,
Jerry,
yeah.
you know. I'm just gonna be backseat Jerry, like, hey, you know, you can do that, you know.
Hey, yeah, you can do this, you can do that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you
No,
should
but
definitely watch the new
I'm
zombie.
genuinely
You
curious.
should definitely watch the zombies video because you get a few jabs. So put it that way, you're getting jabs.
Oh, I know, bro. I know. The moment I left the call that time, I knew I was gonna get hit with jokes.
Yes.
I just there was this looming dread over me that was like, oh, I'm gonna get so
Yeah, you're
shit
gonna
on.
get shit on. You are getting shit on indeed. You're fucking lucky that it only has
But
3 views so far.
then it turns out the jokes are just about me having bad internet.
No, I intentionally did not mention that. You'll see.
Intentionally. Okay,
You'll
you
see.
have some respect. I'm going to now open this
Oh
video.
no, that's you're not. You're being disrespectful if anything. No, it's like almost 10 minutes long. You don't need to watch it right now.
Yeah, but it's all done with love and respect. 7 minutes actually. It's 7 minutes 42.
Yeah, but yeah.
I told you I bookmarked it.
Yeah, good. You should.
Let me double check if I have. Okay. What? That's crazy. Okay. I didn't. Oh, because I subscribed to it on my Manic account, not my personal. That. Oh well. Oh well. That explains my confusion. But yeah. Also, I am also thinking that maybe when we do get the time and we have personal channels, maybe that's also a good way to like branch out the organization in of itself, because like if you think about it, having personal challenges, fuck me, I can't talk today, personal channels that extend the reach of the club to other people, or the reach of the association to other people, I think that's also a good idea, because then it's like on the downs times that we're not streaming on the actual account, when we come to the account, it's like people from other audiences are going there. So it's like a funnel.
Yeah, I can see that work, but we need a base to build that on first.
Yeah, I have some from my like Twitch account, from my personal one, that went to the Odinhus one. I have like a couple or maybe a few, I don't remember. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try, and if I get more stable internet connection, because of the packet burst, I'm worried about the packet burst. Uh, what I'll do is I'm going to use my personal platform and like try and get people into the Odinhus one.
Yes, as you should. I'm very curious about how much
Yeah,
the Malmö University thing is going to impact.
Yeah, that
The
one too. I'm
posters.
curious because like a lot of the people in our school play games. Like you'd be surprised. Not many people talk about it or share it, but there are many. Like I've met a few
Yeah.
hidden gamers.
Heated gamers.
But yeah, I think that about closes everything.
Yeah.
And I'm actually happy that there isn't really a time limit, so to speak. It feels a lot more natural.
It feels, yeah, exactly. Like it just kind of fizzles out as it should, instead of being dragged on for a while like a dead fish. Yeah, but
Yeah, if it's that was a weird analogy. Sorry, you caught me so
like,
off guard.
okay, okay, should I rephrase the analogy? You want me to rephrase?
No, you're good. Keep it in.
Okay,
keep
I'll
it in.
rephrase.
Editor,
Like a dead bunny
editor,
getting dragged on the exhaust of a car. There you go. There you
editor, cut that out.
go. I am the editor. You have no power here. No, but yeah, we'll start pre-recording them, the podcast, if it starts to become apparent that we do not get them in schedule, and otherwise, hopefully, see you on a little more consistent basis, on a weekly basis. And
yeah, but regardless, though, I think that pre-recording we can still see our audience in a consistent basis.
yes.
So
yeah.
yeah, pretty much all we wanted to say.
Yeah, that's it. Bye.
Bye bye.